right? And so far, when he's lost to people, it's still just been the one set. And then Light Cake Assault makes the adjustment, doesn't lose again. But Soulrifle being able to take 2 sets and still keep future sets so close does speak a lot to how much more of a challenge this Maypul has proven to be.
And game number 1, going to a very open stage, which is a bit different than I expected. Like, Penguin in particular likes to control the ground. He likes to, abuse wave dashes to get in his opponent's head, but not working out so well for him at the start of this first game. Like 70%, and it's not done yet.
This stage especially tends to be really volatile between these two. I've seen each of them do run over the other one. I think nearly 3-stocking each other. So being able to start on this set, it's kind of it's scary to see who gets that momentum on this stage and establishes that tone for the rest of the set.
And I think the problem the Penguin's going to run into is that grounded playstyle is really hard against Maypul, who is the fastest character on the ground in the game.
Yes, yes. And especially because one of the main ways Absa likes controlling space on that ground is that F-tilt-1 and F-tilt-2, but the dash attack by Maypul, right, can go under those hitboxes. Yep. Oh, this is a chance, though, for Penguin. Finds that kick. Looks for the up air, but Soulrifle staying just out of range.
And that's also kind of where I'm surprised Penguin went here, because a lot of the consistent confirms he has off the side don't really work when your opponent can drift out all the way. It applies to both, the forward tilt up air. It applies to his forward air and back air chains. Like, it's going to be harder for Absa to KO here.
Able to find out the platform landing, though.
Yeah. Falling up air gets the read. But those types of stray hits are hard to get consistently. And Penguin, as a player, again, he is all about that consistency. So if he can't find, those confirms that he likes to get and has to rely on raw hits, it's going to be tough for him.
It looks like, though, Penguin is slowly finding his way back to even percent, focusing on just controlling center stage with the Cloud, right? And not engaging with Soulrifle when he's hanging out under Lily.
Oh, that's death. That's death. Finds the Nair, pop-up into Lily. And, these platforms as well, the fact that they move across the stage, Soulrifle is perfectly happy to play around that, too. He will account for that. As he's comboing, you're saying, all right, Lily's going to be over here in 2 seconds.
Oh, right there, Soulrifle just scouting out to see what kind of Cloud Penguin was going to be tossing out. He's one of the players that really goes after Penguin off stage during the Cloud toss and tries to engage with them a lot more often than other players. It's ordinarily such a risky situation because if you get hit by the pop, Penguin is so on point to kill you off of it. But if you don't challenge him at all, you're giving him free recoveries right there. The Nair off stage is going to take out
Penguin.
There it is. Yeah.
The game 1 pop-off.
Immediately out of his seat and throwing his fist up. Soulrifle completely tuned in like we like to see.
The thing about Penguin, though, is he's lost a lot of game 1s in his day. He is the adaptation king in Rivals of Aether. So we're going to see where we go for this game, too. He doesn't really get phased either. He doesn't get, flustered. He gets mad.
Yes.
And when Penguin gets mad, that's when you start to see some of the best Absa play in the world.
It reminds me of this, I think it was from Ender's Game, right? The difference between cold anger and hot anger, right? Where hot anger just makes you tilted and puts you out of control, but you use cold anger. Penguin is a cold anger person.
And counterpicking here, this is his favorite stage. Just bar none. He loves the consistency of being able to hit people off stage, get really early, edge guard setups.
And also the large blast zones, I imagine, help him really hold far out against most characters. It's a little bit harder against Maypul because if she marks you, she can also tether you to the side of the blast zone. But the extra space is nice. And of course, Absa being so explosive can kill people anywhere.
The thing you have to look out for if you're Penguin is Maypul's burst range is the entire stage. This is the shortest stage, bar none. And because they're so fast, you have to respect them at all times. Because if you don't, they're ready to be there.
This is an opportunity. I love that. What a good stall around the Cloud, waiting out that air dodge and taking the stock immediately.
And we still haven't really seen Penguin get a lead, but that's the best thing you can ask for if you want to even this game up. But Soul starting to play a bit more patient. That's something we saw earlier from Elkies is being able to mix up your playstyle depending on what the situation calls for. Because we see this too. Just the absolutely insane burst movement possible from Soulrifle here.
Looking like he's hanging around. And I think that's kind of the fun thing of watching those almost jousting situations is it's not that they're both just spamming dash dancing absentmindedly. They're watching exactly what the movement pattern is and trying to guess and run forward and capitalize,
Going for a reader on the landing. And that's been the story of this set is Penguin trying to call out these landings from Soulrifle, trying to find either like a setup or just a raw KO move.
This is an opportunity, goes for the double dunk and can
He
still
lived?
make it back. Not quite. Penguin immediately vanishing from that respawn platform and trying to kill
They made it back.
Soulrifle for it, but Soulrifle's still hanging on.
That's so massive.
Ooh! Yeah, that up strong, I think it was trying to catch maybe a side special in, but that's going to give Soulrifle more lease on life on this. That is huge for him.
Every other Maypul just does the hit fall forward air and just accepts the trade there. But Soul's saying, no, not me. I'm built different. I got 187% on me. Still going to be comboing you.
197% on Maypul.
Let me see it. Let me see the blinking health. 200 health. Again, we've seen it a lot this tournament, which is not very common. People are like, their DI is just getting so much better. They're learning to get out of so many of these setups.
Soulrifle, oh, best time just going immediately for the back air. Last time he waited for the cloud to be placed first, and the ping pong not quite going to come to it. Instead, Penguin opting to get rid of Lily.
And you see Penguin throwing out that up tilt, it'll just kill Raw at this percent. Like, up tilt will just KO Maypul here, even on this stage. But Penguin's got to get back first. Actually caught up by the Lily there.
And that's going to be it. Yeah, Soulrifle taking that second game, an even larger pop-off this time. Holding on to an incredible percent against Penguin. I am just kind of shocked to see that longevity, but I guess players are just that much better at surviving.
I like how production's ready this time. They're like, in the game one, they're like, oh wow, it's immediate. And then game two, they're like, all right, immediate cut to Soul. We need this, get it on film. Shoutouts to production here.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. And man, Penguin's taken some real time to think carefully about these next strikes. And our next stage is actually going to opt for Forest Floor. It looks like Penguin just wants to avoid having that center platform for Maypul to play around with.
And something Penguin really likes to do is have...
Oh! That's angry Penguin.
Yes! The up B into dare is a setup he's been trying to perfect over this last year. And it will catch you off guard when you are not expecting it.
It's something that we saw him like start developing during quarantine.
Yes.
Yeah, and seeing him bring it out into the offline environment to just snipe out a quick stock, absolutely what he needs to put himself back in this set though.
That reverse fair is going to get Soul back on stage, but like, if you're Penguin, you don't even care. You just touch the ground again. You have full control of this game. And what I was going to say is what Penguin likes to do is wait under those side platforms, get an up tilt into a setup, which she wasn't really able to do on those first two stages. So that's why I think he's going here for this game 3, is it gives him the ability to just wait near the side and deal with any sort of aerial approaches because that platform is interrupting anything that Soul wants to throw out.
Soulrifle get the wrap, takes his own first stock, but I mean Penguin's still in a great position, and Penguin knows it, not being too impatient about going to Soulrifle's side of the stage at all.
And it was Genesis, wasn't it, that these two fought. Penguin got the reverse 3-0, and I believe it started on this stage too.
I think you're right. Yes, I think you're right. Oh, this could be the start of some good damage. Not quite. 66% though.
This edge guard so important. Not parrying the seed. That is something that we don't really actually see Penguin do that often, and it just gives Soul this ability to get back on stage. That is like the entirety of what Maypul's recovery hinges around, is being able to up B back on.
Because once Maypul can't like double jump up air, her vertical height just like really suffers on her recovery.
One stock apiece, potential 3-0 here for Soulrifle.
I mean, this is really scary because Soulrifle's first stock was gone in 10 seconds, right? And Soulrifle already evened up this game going into the last stock, which speaks to just having better momentum overall.
Oh, there, just like you said earlier, that cloud is Penguin's go-to move when he's off stage. You have to respect it. Managing to get the trade. He is marked, but gets the cloud bear.
That is, like, the thing is, too, is that Soulrifle had to be drifting in hard to get to the wall soon enough to be able to recover upwards, right?
Yep.
So being able to cover that huge radius with the cloud kick really snuffed out Soulrifle's life there.
Penguin on the board, a story we've seen before.
I mean, you were talking about it, right? Penguin being that download master, just needing time to, you know, optimize the algorithm against his current opponent and figure out everything that they're doing. Absa as a character has such a diverse skill set in terms of moves that when you figure out what your opponent really wants, she can capitalize on that very, very hard.
But Soul not deterred whatsoever. Like, such an explosive start from them, but you can't really afford to get impatient against Penguin. Like, that is the trade-off, is you have to be able to control space against him, but do it smart.
Because Penguin's ordinarily so good at putting himself in a position where he's not at risk and can still reactively punish you for anything. But Soulrifle already taking the first stop at 29%. An opposite story to the previous game. Penguin really needs to find a way to reverse the momentum like he did at the start of Game 3.
And the one thing that I've also seen is Soul is perfectly happy putting Lily on the center of that platform, and Penguin doesn't really know how to deal with it. Like, he tries to go in for like a Waveland parry, but he just ends up getting hit time and time again.
Soulrifle hanging back, waiting to react a little bit more to Penguin's recovery. Also recognizing on his first stock at 60% and taking out Penguin second. This is absolutely his game to win.
It is a big ask right now. If you are rooting for Penguin, you need to give him all of your energy because he needs to play this perfectly right now.
And that's just to get to a Game 5.
Yeah. Oh, the
double
fair!
dump's
The
gonna
double
do
dump!
it! And Soulrifle in the air himself, yelling at the crowd. So happy to take out Penguin once again and make it to winners finals against Cake Assault. This is increasingly becoming his trajectory in these top